Today I'm going to talk about how to bring out the mood and feelings in a landscape painting. Before we start this, I want to remind everyone this Saturday and Sunday is our member exhibition reception. On Saturday morning, 2-hour watercolor portrait class. It's open to everyone. On Saturday morning before 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you just go to enjoyingart.com gallery. And on the top of the page, you will see the link to download the image for the painting reference. And click on the link, it will bring you inside of the class. I hope to see you on Saturday morning, and we're gonna paint together. If you go to Enjoying Art Gallery page now, you can see the link to the materials and equipment for this Saturday. I'm gonna first talk about the brushes that I'm using and how to use them. This is the calligraphy brush. And most of our members and some friends already have this brush. And this brush, two together, I want to show you, you need to use your two fingers, put in the water, massage it, and making sure there's no air inside the brush here. If you're feeling there's lots of air inside the brush, it's not ready to use the brush yet. Just do it a few more times. Sometimes you just leave it in the water for a few minutes and come back to. In this case, the brush here is all soft and ready to be used. And through this painting process, I'm going to show you how to use different portions of the brush for different purpose. For the calligraphy brush, you make sure you massage it a few times. It's going to be ready to use. The paints that I'm using, the Winsor Yellow, Winsor Red, and the Winsor Blue-Green shade. Some people ask, where are you going to start? You're going to start from the main object? Are you going to start from the background? It doesn't really matter. Whatever is faster, get you cover the entire painting before you go into adjusting the colors. That would be the way. And in this case, it looks like the colors mostly in the background. I'm going to finish the background first and before add the details and the main objects later. We're going to start from the top. The top is not exactly white. It looks like some green color. I'm going to take the green color, get a little red. So it looks like a little purplish gray color. So I'm going to have that a little bit more. That would be good. And need to be much lighter though. So I'm going to take a little bit water. And I'm going to start from the top. Okay. Like that, coming down. I'm going to have it all come down over here. And I'm going to have the color a little bit later putting up over here to separate the sky and the land. So this can be a little bit more yellow, a little bit later. So I'm going to start painting into, when you are in the beginning of the painting process, it's important to focus on the main area and focus on the big shapes, okay, not the smaller. So I'm gonna put in the color right over here, and here you go. There's a little bit orange feeling, okay, coming over here. And the faster that you proceed into the painting, it will become better. You get your feeling involved into the whole painting process. Now I'm gonna have a little bit darker at the front over here, so I'm gonna get a little bit blue color. And a little bit more red. Okay, here you go. And I'm going to have the much darker color. So you can see using this color mixing system and painting process, it just become very easy. And you just get the color mixings really fast. You just need to get used to this kind of thinking. Now I'm going to get a little bit more red into here. I'm going to get a little bit more red and put it right in here. Here you go. You can see what color inside the mixture paint that you need. It's very easy. Over here, I'm gonna have a little bit of this red, and then down over here, I'm gonna have a lot more blue color because it looks really dark. So I'm gonna have a lot more blue color. Here you go. You see that? Become much darker. Have a little bit red too. Okay, here you go. Like this. And just use the little corner of this brush. You can create a little bit smaller shape like that, like this motion. Yes, put it simple. right? Now I'm coming over here and tap a little bit, just use the corner. Sometimes use the whole brush because you see the shape is much bigger. I'm gonna have a little bit red like this, good, like that. And the whole painting is still wet, so it's going to need to wait a little bit, come back to do those more defined area. Now I'm gonna come to create those light really shine through. You see that at this step, you already see mostly it's already covered, right? If you think about the main object, it's not ready. You don't have to think about the main object. In fact, it's just, you know, the main object will be defined a little bit later. You can move it to the left, move to the right. That will be later on. So you can decide that not at this point, okay? Now I'm gonna have a little bit yellow and a little red. I'm gonna have a little orange color. I can see that over here have a little bit lighter shade. I'm gonna move that color a little bit more on this side. I can define that a little bit. That's good. Now I'm gonna come to the top over here. I'm gonna have some, quite a bit of yellow color. I'm gonna take the yellow color. I'm gonna see how this is gonna look like. I'm just get lots of water in here too. I'm gonna put it right over here. Okay, and then the water is gonna push the color away like that. I'm gonna now just the clean brush, just use the water coming over here. Now move the color a little bit. I'm gonna have the water effect. Let's see if we can push that a little bit. So have the color coming into the wet paint like that. You can lift up a little color. Okay, now it looks very much what we want. And I'm gonna move that a little bit. Does have a little bit too much blue and the green color. What I would like to do, I'm gonna lift up the color over here and remove some of that. So what I would like to do at this point, the sky over here looks a little bit light, so I'm gonna I need to move the color over here. Just use this flat brush. I can make the color a lot more, more changes, more lifting. You actually get your feeling into the paintings more and more like that. That's good. That's good. Now remove some color like this. That's good. And coming over here. No worry. The paper I'm using is a small piece of Arches watercolor. Arches watercolor paper, cold press. I'm gonna move that the color a little bit, and that's the water coming down a little bit too fast. So remove that. So no worry about that is thing. There is a kind of like, oh, that is out of control. No, keep it calm and keep it. Okay, now move this a little. Now remove the color like that. That's good. Now down over here, I'm going to start adding some orange color. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to get it right in here. Here you go. Like that. And put it over here on this side too. A little bit warm orange color. I'm going to put that color in here. So this really soft color. And that's good. Like that. Focus on how the feeling, atmosphere, the mood being input into it. Now that's good. That's much better. Now I'm gonna come in to have just a little yellow color. I'm gonna put it right here. Like that. Sometimes you just have to go back and forth, and you have to remain very calm and confident. So I'm gonna have the yellow, put it in here, and a little red. I'm going to continue on this side. Now at this point, I'm going to come into to have some edges for the top over here. Now it's just use the flat brush. That's good, like that. A little bit red. All you see is how the color and connected the mood, and that's very easy, like that. Good. And on this side, it's still beautiful. Okay. No worry. It's gonna come out the way you want it. Like that. Okay. I'm gonna come down over here a little bit more red. I'm gonna have a little bit more red over here. And now come to this side. And here we go. I'm gonna come the color and a little bit we mix this color and coming over here, connect that. Okay, nice. Okay, now I'm gonna make this a little bit lighter, so I just use the clean brush. Now I'm gonna start just lift up a little color. This brush just like help you to mold and changes. You can see how easy you can change the color like that. No worry, this is your playground. Just have fun like that. That's good for that. And I'm gonna come to this side. I'm gonna mix this color. A little bit thicker, so I'm gonna have a little bit blue, a little bit red, like that. Now coming over here, there you go, connect the color. Okay, very nice. A little bit, you just use the side of this brush. You can create some smaller shape, a little bit over here too, a little bit over here, and showing the tree. Okay, that's nice. And coming over here, like that. Give a little bit and still remain a little bit soft like that. That's good. Just use the side of this brush. Okay. A little bit over there. And that may be a little bit too much, so I'm gonna leave it up. If you don't like the color, okay, we feel there's a little bit warmer color right over here. Okay. Have some yellow color mixed with that. Okay. That's nice. A little bit warmer. So get a little bit more red. A little bit more red over here. That's good. This maybe a little bit darker on the side over here. Like that. Now I can have a little bit higher. Just use a little dry brush. It's good. Like that. Looks nice. So I add some details a little bit later. Okay. Like that. Look at that. This is exactly what I'm looking for. At this point, I'm going to clean the brush. Now I'm going to let go the accumulate wet at the bottom over here, so and let the whole painting dry a little bit more evenly. Okay, that's like that. That's good. Now I'm going to use the calligraphy brush to working on the small detail tree on the top over here as well as on this side. Now I'm going to mix the brown color. So get this color and a little bit blue into it. It looks like it needs a little bit more red. And here you go. That's good. A little bit like that. That's good. Now this brush has a very good point. And now what I'm gonna do, take a look first. And you don't have to paint everything that you see. Okay. Look at that. I think the line a little bit too clear. So what I want, I'm gonna let go some of the wet. Let go some of the wet. Just let very little colors in the brush, like that. Color the dry brush feeling. That's good. Okay, like that. So you can see how much paint do you need in your brush. Sometimes a lot, sometimes not. And just like this. Nice. Like that. I'm gonna have a little bit, looks like a little bit random. So a little bit over here. That's good. And a little bit over here. Like that. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna have somewhere have a little bit more dense, somewhere have a little bit less. So I'm gonna have a little bit this color, like this, good. I'm gonna have this a little bit more. Okay, that's good. So you have a little bit more with rhythm, have a little bit more interesting contrast. Some has more, some has a little bit less, some a little bit more relaxed. So I'm gonna have a little bit darker color. Put over here too, like that. What we try to do is to create the impression, embed our feeling into the painting. Okay, like that. That's good. So I'm gonna have a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna have a little bit yellow color too. A little bit lighter over here. Okay, like that. Change the feeling a little bit. And some a little bit darker, warmer, and some a little bit lighter, like that. Okay, now I'm gonna come to the other side. Come over here, and that's the colors very, very light. And for a little bit, have a little yellow color, like that. This would be the color. Okay, very, very little. I'm gonna come in over here. Oh, even too much. Just add a little water to the brush. Here you go. Like this. Okay, this is how it looked like when the light actually shine through this area. So I'm gonna have some a little bit softer, like that, much softer, and have a little bit yellow orange color. Put it right over here, like that. A little bit softer, like that. That's good. Okay. So you can see a little detail, even though with the very light area, you still see a little detail over there. Okay, and I'm gonna let go, make this a little bit softer in the middle of the light. Okay, let go, just use the side of the brush. It make it feel like it's actually better than just a small flat brush like that. That's nice. Now I'm gonna come over here to put the brown color. Okay, now let go some of the paint. And now I'm gonna add a little tree over here. Like that, that's good. It's very easy to use this brush. So if you don't have one yet, or if you want to have more, you just come to enjoyingart store. Okay, you can find this brush there. Okay, that's good. Right, I'm gonna have some even thicker color. I'm gonna get a little bit red and coming over here. That's good, like that. A little bit darker. This area is very wet still, like this. Give a little bit, that's good, like that. And maybe over here, a little bit darker. And I'm gonna have a little dried leaves feeling. So I'm gonna have a little bit kind of brown color, but I'm going to let go some of the wet. And just use the side of the brush like this. See that? Very easy to create that impression of the leaf. That's good. That's good enough over here. Now I'm going to come in on this side to adjust the shape over here. The first thing, I'm going to use this calligraphy brush. I'm going to use this flat brush. I'm going to start moving the shape over here. Just let go some of the color. Very easy to do that. And I'm going to have the row over here. I'm going to clean up a little color. And I'm going to move this up a little bit. So shrink the dark shape a little bit more. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to come back to, so this is a back and forth process. And every time you paint, even the same painting, the situation may be a little bit different. Maybe the water reaction's a little bit different. So you have to have a very open-minded and saying, okay, I have to go with the situation and make the changes that you need to make it the way you feel, the way you want it. Okay, that's good. I'm going to put this a little color over here too, like that, and have a little bit color coming in on this side. I'll come back with the little details a little bit later. Just like that. That's good. Right? It's not easy. It's not difficult. I'm going to have a little feeling of the track coming on this side. Like that. Focus on the mood and the feeling that you have. Okay, on this side. Lift it up. Just lift it up with the side. Depends. And now I'm going to use the whole brush, lift it up a little bit, like that. That's good. Now looking on this side, that looks really fine. I dropped a little water over here, so we have a little bit challenge, but that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. I show you how to modify it. Okay, like that. Okay, now the background getting together very nicely. And now I'm going to use just the clean brush. Now coming over here to suggest the light, organize a little bit better. Now coming a little bit, wash that a little bit, lift it up like that. Oh, actually I like that texture. I'm going to keep it like that. A little bit, connect that. That's fine. It looks pretty nice. Okay. Have a little color over here, maybe loosen the color a little bit. Okay, like that. I'm gonna have a little bit color. Just use still using the large brush, like coming over here to the end of the row. When you are trying to work out the relationship of the big area, the big color, it's important to use the large brush, not the small brush. Okay, like that. And use it's very easy by using this large brush. And over here I'm going to add a little yellow orange color. I'm going to add the yellow color right over here like that, and connect with that. I'm going to add a little bit red. Try to create the feeling of the light burst into this area. That's nice. Let the color connect it like that. Keep your confidence. Don't lose it. And don't say, oh, it's bad and I'm going to start over. No, don't start over. Now come back with the calligraphy brush and I'm going to have a very light color over here. I'm going to add that over here. Suggested. That's good. A little yellow color. It's not a lot. Okay. And I'm going to add a little bit orange brown color back to the tree over here. I'm going to add a little bit suggestions. That's good. Okay. Soften it a little bit. And now I'm going to use just the clean brush. Now I'm going to even remove a little bit more over here, make it look more natural. That's good. Come back to the left side. Okay, like this. I'm gonna have a little clear line like that. Now I'm gonna paint it into the texture over here like that. Okay, just a little bit tap on to create that. A little bit. Okay, a little bit over here. Nice. And now just use a little dry brush. This brush is really easy to control. Okay, just use it more and you're gonna know how to use it better. Okay, a little bit darker over here. Add little details on the side over here. Like that. A little bit detail. A little bit more over here. That's good. Now, I'm gonna come to on this side. I'm gonna just add a little bit texture. Yeah, but I want to try to make it a little bit more random. Like that. Just the dry brush. Like this. Like that. See? Nice. Nice over here. I'm going to add a very dark color on this side by having the red and the Windsor blue. Okay. Okay, like over here. Here you go. Just add some texture here. And pointing the line into the vanishing point. Like over here, that's good. Now coming over here to, that get a little bit more dried now. Now coming over here to add the tree trunk. Okay, like that. And coming on over here a little bit. And the darker one coming over here. And coming down over here. Okay, that's good. And I'm going to have a little bit darker color over here at the bottom as the shadow. And a little bit line coming on here. That's nice. A little bit like that. Okay. That the background is ready. Just use the corner of this brush to lift it up a little bit. So create a little natural texture. Okay, just the corner. When I'm doing lifting, mostly I use the flat brush. You can see that. Just use the little tiny corner. That's good. Over here, I'm gonna also make a little bit texture over here. So it's just the grass. Okay. Now let's take a look where we're gonna paint the main objects. I'm gonna just use a little light color to test it first. I'm gonna have this a little brown color like that. I'm gonna put this figure first, right over here. So the head is right here. Just look for the shape. You don't have to complete it first. I'm gonna have it, the shoulder over here. I'll come back a little bit later, and then making sure you get the, and coming down over here, there's the arm, but with the legs coming down all the way here, there's the leg. Okay, this leg up a little bit, and that leg a little bit lower. So that's good, like that. And that's good. And then that's a little bit, that's the skirt coming over here like that. So I'm gonna leave a little bit lighter shape right over here, showing a little lighter shape. Okay, and then the skirt over here coming down right over here, and that's a little bit also a little lighter color like that. This is good. Now we got the overall shape. Now I come back over here with a little bit darker, a little bit more red. Okay. That's a little bit darker. Now take a look at the head. Okay, that shoulder over here. I think the hair coming down a little bit. And the neck a little bit thicker. Now you can expand it. Like that. That's good. I'm going to have the arm all the way coming up over here. Look at it. Okay, coming down. Here you go. That's good. And the shoulder over here a little bit higher. Like that. That's good. Come out a little bit. Now I'm going to use a little bit more blue color for the skirt coming down here. And then the side over here have a little bit. Okay, here you go. Now coming all the way down over here. And have a little bit more blue. I'm going to add a little bit blue. Here you go. Have a little, two small dots, a little bit lighter. I'm going to keep that coming all the way down here. Here you go. And you can do it. And a little, two little dot. Draw the dot and paint it around it. That's good. Coming down over here. After I have a little bit, looks like she is holding on something. Okay, now I'm gonna a little bit blue color and also the lower part like this. Okay, now we're looking at the things on top of her head. There's a very screen your eye, you can see how light that color. This would be this kind of color, a little bit, put it right on top of her head, like that. Now I'm going to use a little bit darker color. Now take a look at her face, her head is right over here. And the arm could be here. Now, don't rush. Now take a look at where's the bottom. The bottom all the way coming here. Right, all the way coming here. Also compare the vertical and need to be aligned with the head. Okay, like that. And then the leg. And then this foot is a little bit higher. That's good. Like that. Here you go. Now, that's good. Now we're going to trace up. And the shape over here, gradually moving up. And coming up over here. Here you go. We may still going to need to change some background, but we're going to come back to that after we have the whole compositions in place. Okay, like this. And it's good. And then this shoulder, I'm going to have a little bit darker color so it will show. Yeah. And then this arm, there's the hand coming right over here. So this is the space, and here you go. There's the hand. Like that. That's good. Now come to the body over here. Take a look at the edge. Okay, that's good. Like that. Now here you go. We have the whole shape of the person. This person need to be much darker, so I'm gonna mix the red and the blue, make a little bit darker color. Here you go. Start from the head. Here you go. Now over here, coming down this arm, coming down to the shoulder. Here you go, like this. A little bit darker. And needs to be higher. Okay, now I'm gonna have Coming down to the bottom over here is much darker, so I'm gonna get a little bit winter blue and the red color. Now here you go. Coming down over here, like this. Here you go. The brush tip can come back to form together. It's really easy. Okay, now the hand over here, it's moving up. I have a little bit more red color over there, so I'm gonna put a little bit thinner line over here. See that is showing. There's a little bit gap, and a little bit over here. This person a little bit closer to us can have a little bit more details. Okay, like this. Here you go. That's good. Okay, even darker at the bottom here. Have a little bit more red, a little bit more blue. Okay, here you go. I'm gonna have this even darker, drop in a little bit darker color. Okay, that's good. And now I'm gonna have a little bit more red color. Okay, let's take a look. We're gonna have a little bit more red color. Here you go. I'm gonna put it right in here. Okay, that's nice. Okay, and a little bit red color in here too. And also a little bit red color on the edge over here. Okay, now we'll look at the top over there, on top of her head. A little bit more like a greenish color, so I get a little bit more yellow color. Right over here. Here you go, on top of her head. That's good. On this side, the light side, have a little bit orange color. Here you go. So wet into wet, you can have a nice transition. Now on the top, we're going to have a little bit red color like this. That's good. A little bit more red. That's good. Now we're looking into the catch the shadow. And I want to take a look and take this color with the blue. That's good. Start from a little lighter. Okay. Now get the color a little bit lighter. Okay. Start from over here. Look at that. Get that overall idea first. Okay. Coming on this side. The direction coming over here like this. There you go. Like this. This is the area for the catch the shadow. And one at a time. Okay, like this. That's good. Now coming over here and take a look, and coming all the way over here. And we'll come back in a couple minutes. I'm gonna come on this side. Here you go. Like that. And showing this leg has a little bit higher. So I'm gonna have that. That's good. I'm gonna keep the gap between the two catch the shadow. Like this. Here you go. Coming all the way over here. And the catch the shadow is gonna get a little bit darker and darker. Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna get a little bit blue. A little bit red. A little bit more blue. Okay, here you go. Now I'm gonna have the color start over here a little bit darker and blend and let the water help to blend the color in. Get a little bit lighter and lighter coming to it closer to the front. Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna, on this side, I'm gonna have a little bit darker. Start from the middle over here, like this, and then on the end have a little bit more blue color. Have a little bit more darker. Okay, like this. Open up a little bit more, like that. That is very catchy and beautiful. Okay. Now I'm gonna just use the brush. I'm open this up a little bit so I can have it easier to blend a little bit bigger space, like that. And when it closer to the body over there, I'm gonna have a little bit red and kind of orangeness color. I'm gonna have it right over here. Make it more interesting. And now here, like that, nice orange brown color at the bottom, right over here to show the shadow side. Like that, that's nice. And showing the arm. Fix that arm a little bit more, like that. And add a little darker color on the head. Okay, that's good. Okay. Soften a little bit. That's good. And the other persons, I'm gonna come in to mix a little bit darker color. That will be good enough. Over here, take a look. This arm all the way come up over here. That's good. Like that. These two brushes really well working together. I'm gonna have it very, very thin line, like a little bit like that. Give a little bit. And the last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the toothbrush. I'm gonna make some dust. Gonna take a little blue color and some red color. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna give a little dust at the front over here. Okay, I'm gonna let go some of the dust that I don't need it over here. Just remove it. If there's too much, let it go. And now this painting is finished.